Hey guys, how's it going? Today we're going to go over my top 10 things that everybody should have in their RZR side-by-side UTV, whichever you choose to call it, no matter what brand you have. I think these are, to me, top 10 things everyone should have. Obviously this is going to differ depending on what kind of riding you do, what your style is, what you think is more important versus what's not. But these are kind of my things that I chose to kind of talk about. If you have any other suggestions, I'd like you to drop them down below in the comment section. Along with that, go ahead and give me a like and subscribe. It'll help me out a ton. Shows me that you guys kind of like the content, and I appreciate all your guys' help. So with that, we'll go ahead and get going here. My number one is tools. I don't think you can ever overdo it on tools. I just kind of have a basic couple things here. This is a little pack I got from Amazon, little storage deal, and I just kind of put all kinds of little things in there. I got some Allen wrenches, I think I got some Torx in there. Pretty much take the whole RZR apart with these bad boys, so those are pretty much a must. And I got some sockets, a few wrenches, screwdrivers, and just some basic crescent wrenches, whatever else. Kind of looped in with tools, I'd say electrical tape, some zip ties, and any kind of electrical fuses or connectors that you might need. Fuses are probably a big one, just in case you blow one out when you're out on the trail. It's kind of easy to switch them out and kind of nice to have some extras if someone else would need them. So the next thing I would say is a belt. Obviously, if you have a YXZ or a Honda Talon or whatever else might be out there, KRX, I know they're pretty good on belts, but if you own a Polaris, you pretty much have to have a spare belt. It's going to happen eventually. No matter how you ride, you're probably going to have to switch out a belt. So I'd say you definitely need one of them. Some tire plugs, tire kits. These are pretty cheap. Pretty much get them Dollar General or wherever, local hardware store. Those are pretty good. I've got two of them. One's brand new, just probably got them for stocking stuffers one year for Christmas, and it all fits in the RZR, so figured it wouldn't hurt. With that, I would also say a little air compressor. This is kind of a basic one. I think it's actually made by Slime. I don't expect this to be top notch, but in the event that you do get a plug or whatever else, you can throw that on there and hopefully get your tire inflated enough to get back to camp. Next up, I would say some kind of maps. These are kind of a basic little trail guide that we got when we were out in Moab for Hell's Revenge. I also bought this book for Moab specifically. Kind of goes through all different maps, different trails, whatever you might need. I think any kind of maps, even if you're going to a local place, might not be a bad idea, just so if you get lost or need some reference. It's a good thing to have. Also, I'd say GPS, if you have it, which my Pro has the ride command in it, so that GPS is pretty nice. It syncs up well with those maps. That's another thing I'd say you probably need, though, just some kind of maps in general. Some basic necessities, I guess. I would say water, or beer, whichever you prefer, but I would say some water. You never know when you're out on the trail, you might need some water, or who knows, maybe you're working on it and get some bloody hands and need some water to wash off with, or who knows what. I think it's a good idea to always have some water with you, even if you break down and you're stranded for a little bit. If it's hot, you're out in the desert, you're going to want some water. First aid kit. This is pretty basic. It's got some like Neosporin, Band-Aids, some other little junk in it. It's definitely not the best first aid kit, but it's kind of minor. I need to work on that. So if you have any suggestions on what you run in a first aid kit, let me know. Definitely take suggestions on that one, because it's not gonna cut it in major situations, but minor stuff it'll take care of. Next, I would say a toe strap is pretty much gonna need eventually in your off-road career, whether it's you or someone you're riding with. This is a brand new one I got when I bought the machine. I have a used one, but hopefully never need to open that one up, but I do have it in the event that I need it. Kind of hand in hand with that, and if you have a winch, I would say a snatch block. This guy basically just essentially doubles the pulling capacity of your winch. By just adding a pulley somewhere in your system, you can pretty much double your capacity. And with these little soft shackles, these are really nice, very versatile, and supposedly very hard to break. So haven't tested them out, but they feel pretty good quality, so they should work pretty good. Next up, I would say a towel. Pretty good, especially if you have a windshield. It's kind of nice to have, especially if you're running through water or even dirt and you want to just rinse your windshield off, throw some water on there and wipe it back off. That's a huge plus to have. I've been riding several times through the water and the windshield was dusty before, and then it almost makes it to where you can't even see through it. So some kind of towel would be good to have. I've also got a few bonus items. So I would say I always wear helmets, unless we're maybe doing a road ride or something. But I'd say helmets, some goggles. These are kind of like supposed to be sandproof. I think they're 100% goggles is the brand on them. Pretty comfortable. I wore these out in Moab a lot. Didn't think we really needed helmets on some of our slow riding stuff. We had them for technical stuff, but goggles are pretty good. Kleenexes and wet wipes. You never know what kind of emergency you might run into out on the trail. Not gonna have a bathroom. Kind of nice to have. Just little creature comforts there. I know I've got a roll of toilet paper in there somewhere. Kind of good to have. And I think my number 10, so those would just be some bonus items. Not necessarily needed, but kind of nice. I would say number 10 that every UTV owner should have, not just Polaris, but any of them, is a good fire extinguisher. That's just a Tusk one that I bought from Rocky Mountain, but I think everybody should have one of these on their machine somewhere. I know some of you don't think you'll ever need it, but it is nice in case of an emergency to have one. Someone you're riding with or someone you come across the trail with that needs it is going to appreciate it very much. So with that, that's kind of my basic items that I would say any UTV owner should have in their machine. If you have any other items that you can think of or ones that you typically keep in your machine, let me know. Might be able to throw it in with my little kit here and hopefully learn some stuff from you guys. So I'd appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe below, and I will see you guys next time.